Hi, and we have another special guest, and her name is Kathy Lyons. I was going to say Martis.
And yeah, it was Martis.
Okay, Kathy. First of all, how many years did you teach here or go here?
I've gone here all my life, kindergarten through high school, and then I taught at the middle school for 5 years, and then here for 23 years or something like that.
You taught at the high school.
Mhm.
But when it was a middle school, how many, did you say 5 years?
I believe it was 5,
When the
yes.
intermediate was a middle
Mhm.
school?
I was part-time there.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
And what was your best memory there?
The people. I loved working with the teachers, Mr. Young, Mr. Miller, and Mr. Onsen, and wow, everybody. They just made it fun. It was a fun place to work.
And I think you have done phenomenally, but how do you think you left your mark?
Well, I haven't left it yet because I'm still here.
You're still here. You're right. How would you like to leave your mark?
I hope they would think that I'm a fair teacher and a good teacher, and I care about them.
Yeah.
But I also want them to do what they're supposed to do, so I hope they feel that.
I'm fairly confident they do. Who was your biggest influence into getting into education?
I had a lot of them. Well, my dad started out as a teacher, a math teacher in
Oh.
Wilmington. Yes, his stories I wouldn't want to tell here though. But Mr. Wise, Mr. Horton, Mr. Durbin, Miss Nahas, Miss DiPaolo. Out here was Miss Willis also. Gosh, I'm going to forget somebody.
No, you.
Out here was Mr. Smith and Mr. Halterman, Miss Duffin.
At the middle school?
Yes, Miss Bolt. Yeah, I had a lot of good teachers. Mr. Jastro, had a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they were great.
Mhm.
And before you got into it, you think your dad being a teacher sort of gave you the
It
idea
gave
of
me an
you'd like
idea,
to.
yeah. I was going to become a lawyer, and then I
Oh,
took,
wow.
And then I took lawyer classes, and I knew that was not for me.
Pretty serious occupation. And what do you think when either you went to the middle school when it was that school, or you worked there? What were some of your favorite activities?
Gym, the trampoline, cage ball on the little scooters, the parallel beam, which I wasn't good at. What else is there? We had so much fun there. The horse, that was fun.
Oh, yeah.
But then the other activities were, archery. Oh my gosh, how much fun is that?
Yes.
Um,
I just saw some arrows there up in the closet.
Yeah.
The old arrows.
And the cage ball, then after, when I was teaching there, I would bring my kids to the school after hours, and we would get the little carts out and play tag all through the halls. It was so much fun. And then the basketball games in that gym, that was a great gym to watch any sport. Well, we just pretty much had basketball and volleyball, but yes,
Wow.
so, yeah. I didn't, one of my least favorite, you didn't ask that, but
What is your least favorite?
the gym suits, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I still have mine. Do you have yours?
No.
You don't? Are you sure?
Yeah.
You know, I think your sister Carol told me not
Oh, yeah.
to tell your mom about how I want some
Yes.
artifacts.
That everything would be
That
gone.
everything was probably gone.
She pitches everything. Even things
So-
that I think her kids want.
Oh, I'm
gone.
sure. Oh, yeah. Do you have anything?
No, with the tornado.
Oh,
you know,
that's
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But you have the memories.
Yes.
Can you name any of the plays or musicals?
Well, obviously, the high school came there to practice because that's where they had the plays. When I was in, I don't know what year that was. I think I remember Annie Get Your Gun with Carol Miller,
Wow.
I think. And that's it, yeah.
And I'm sure you have many. Do you have any funny moments when you worked there?
Well, teaching-wise,
Teaching-wise, let's go there.
okay.
Let's go there.
Teaching-wise, again, I probably really shouldn't go into depth as to what happened with Mr. Onsen and Mr. Miller, but they would antagonize me as I taught, so it was quite fun. Matt Campbell, one time after I'd gotten a hair perm, and I was sitting at my desk in the morning, and I was sitting like this, and he thought I was a sub because I had just got it permed. And I look up and he goes, "Oh, we got a sub today." And I looked up and I go, "Matt," and he goes, "Mrs. Lyons, who did that to you?" And I said, "Well, actually, my sister-in-law." And he goes, "Does she like you?" That was a funny memory there.
And was that the last time you got a perm?
Probably. And then my other favorite memory was Ben. When I did math, I was a math coach there too, and he was he had just learned how to go potty, so I brought him to the bathroom, but he couldn't really pull his pants up, so he ran all the way down to the hall with his pants down around his knees, all the way back to my class. Yeah, that was a little.
This is your Ben?
My Ben. Yeah, it was a little funny
That is
because I used to bring him to practice.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's an awesome memory. I don't think were there proms? There was no proms.
I wasn't
then,
involved.
or-
Yeah,
I didn't think so. And do you remember any sports championships when you were either in middle school at that school or when you taught?
Sports was not there though.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Yes, it's.
But I just remember games. The fan buses. That was so much fun when we,
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything.
When we used to have fan buses.
Yes,
You
yeah.
know, that was a lot of fun. And you were a student here before you started working for the district.
Yes.
That's sort of
Yeah.
nice where you get to do that. Are there any stories or facts that you think are interesting about that school? How you saw it evolve, or colors, or what have you?
Well, it went from red to green. I know it's
The school
green.
colors when it was a middle school?
Yeah, it was red.
Wow. Right.
And yeah, because my sister Carol was a little mascot cheerleader
Oh.
for them. Yeah, so she had I was a little jealous of that little skirt. But, yeah.
I'm sure she doesn't have it anymore.
No, she does not. That's a given. I can't think of anything else right now.
Nothing. Have you ever seen all the autographs underneath the bleachers?
Yes.
When did that start? Do you know?
I do not know. I never did that.
There's like a lot of graffiti underneath
Yes.
the bleachers, and it's got people's names,
Yeah.
dates, who was dating who.
Yeah, I hope I'm not there.
I'll
Maybe
look.
I should go
I'll
check
look,
it
and
out.
you know what? I'll look, and we'll zoom in on that.
Oh, I did just find I found a yearbook, and you didn't need this yearbook, but all the things that people
Writing.
used to write in your Warrior yearbook.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of them are gone now, so that is very sad.
That is sad, but see, it's a good thing to have all that.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So, anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so.
Well, it has been such a pleasure, and on behalf of every student, parents, staff, and administration that's walked through this door, we want to say thank you for your service and dedication, and you're definitely a life changer, Mrs.
Okay.
Lyons. Definitely. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Hi, we have a special guest up next, and his name is Mr. Lenny Onsen. Hi, Lenny. First of all, how many years have you worked for the district?
Well, this is my 30th year. I was 12 years at the middle school, and then the rest have been out here at the high school, so it's been a while.
Wow, 30
Yeah,
years.
yes.
And what positions have you held here?
When I was at the middle school, I was PE and health, and now at the high school, I do the weights class, PE classes, and driver's ed, and behind the wheel, all that fun stuff. And coach football for 30 years also, which is a position that I just stepped down from, so moving on out of there for a while.
Oh, good things ahead for you.
Here we go.
Good things ahead for you. And what do you feel is your best memory when you worked at the middle school?
Actually, it would be the faculty, the whole staff, the staff between the office staff, custodians, everything. That was the best thing, eating lunch and working with. My best education ever was when I was a young teacher working in the lunchroom and talking to Mr. Wise and Mr. Horton, Mrs. Raines, all the Mr. Durbin I might have mentioned, but just again, it was a great education. I learned a whole lot about teaching, and it was a lot of fun just with all the office work with Patty and everybody. Just it was a great time.
Awesome.
Great memories.
Awesome. And I know this is going to be many of yours, but how do you feel like you've left your mark?
As a teacher and a coach, I just try to people think I was very consistent. I tried to be fair. and just very open-minded and always letting people, anytime. It wasn't just always, if you need to come see me, I always tried to have that openness and just be able to get along and have energy too. Gotta have energy.
Yeah.
Have energy.
You do. You exude energy.
Gotta have energy.
Teamwork too, I
There we
see.
go, yep.
And to get into education, who do you think was your biggest influence?
Well, I had a lot of great teachers and things like that influenced me, but I'd probably always go back to football coach, Coach Fred Pleasy. And just the way he handled things back then, and just, it was a whole different time, and the way, from putting you in a headlock and giving you a squeeze here and there, it was just the things. My favorite things in school were PE and lunch, so I get the big desk, so.
You're right. And what do you feel like some of your favorite activities were at the middle school when you taught or when you went there?
Well, I loved all the sports, getting to play sports. Lunchtime was the greatest time, because back then we used to have lunchtime intramurals, just to go get to play and things like that.
I forgot about that.
That was always a lot of fun, and everybody hurried up and ate lunch like crazy, went out and got to play, and that was always a lot of fun. And that was some of my best memories were things like that. Just in going to basketball games. I remember when I was young, that used to be a huge thing, going to the basketball games at the junior high up in the bleachers, and then afterwards everybody used to run the boodlers and go get food and stuff like that. That was always a lot of fun. That was some of the best times there.
And that was when you went to school there or when you taught?
When I went to school there, and then as a teacher there, just all the camaraderie. It was a 4 through 8 building at that time, and how hectic it was. I remember when the 4th and 5th grade came over, and how busy the hallways were, and it was just a blast. It was a lot of fun there. Enjoyed it, and where you could go to so many different rooms and mess with so many people in a matter of minutes. That was the best part of the day. You could get things going quickly, so many rooms. It was fun. I loved it.
So I bet one of your favorite classes, did you have Miss Barbara Jones for home ec?
Oh, yes.
Do
Heck yeah.
you have any funny stories about in home ec?
Oh, yeah, getting yelled at and stuff, and getting that sewing machine going 150 miles an hour, just buzzing it, and making our little thing. But it was great. You learned something about cooking and things like that.
You had to sew
doing
things.
And then always somebody would take the flour and be smart and pat you on the back and have your marks for the rest of the day, all the fun stuff. But I thought it was a very great class, though. It was, to think you're going to be sewing and putting buttons on, doing things you never thought, but it came into play. Home ec, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. And making your little apron.
Yes, you had to make an apron, yeah. Mine came apart though. I did not tie any of my ends.
We probably tied somebody up in it. So I
Yeah,
don't know how that
you know what? That would not surprise
Yeah,
me.
that's
But
how
that
it
was a huge,
Yeah, that
huge
was fun.
class.
Yeah.
And can you remember any of the plays or musicals? Did they have them there?
When I was teaching there wasn't any musicals there. When as a student, I always remember Annie, Get Your
That's
Gun.
what Kathy was just saying.
Yeah, that's the one I remember, because I always remember Ricky Grosvenor was whenever doing different things. I remember that one for some reason. That was a big production at the time. I remember that.
Wow. Yeah, that is neat. Yeah. The plays were held on that stage in the North Stage, right?
Well, then it's even cool in the old storage room with all the signatures from people from years ago, all the names and stuff under there. That was always pretty cool. Yeah.
Do you know when that started?
I have no idea. It was way before my time, because I'd go and look for names that, from the
Is your name on there?
No. Oh, God, no.
That you want to do something like that?
No, that was old people. I wasn't old then. I was young. I checked out people that I get to know down the road. Yeah.
Yeah, down the road.
Yeah, that's how it went, yes.
Oh, can you share some funny memories?
Well, just like I already talked about, how we used to get, from going from class to class, and then at lunchtime when we used to play Trivial Pursuit, and we used to have the ladies are at one table, the guys are at one table. We used to have competition, who would have to buy pizza, stuff like that was a lot of fun. Just things like that was always interactions, and again, we'd get uproars of going to different rooms, going down to the office, saying this. There was a lot of memories like that were a lot of fun there.
Any joking around as a teacher there?
Yeah, I can't think of any specific right now. I can't.
I'm sure
Maybe
you
I'm
can't.
trying to forget
I'm
some.
sure you can't think of anything.
I'm probably trying to forget some.
I think you're blocking it out.
Yeah,
Lenny.
maybe.
I do.
Some of those things went away. It might have been my twin brother.
It could have been yeah,
Yeah.
the evil twin brother. And there wasn't. You wouldn't know any of the prom themes that were held there.
No.
Because at
no,
that time it
no.
was a high school, so there's no way.
No prom stuff. I don't remember.
No.
No.
What about the sports championships? Was there any of those?
Well, I remember the team, like with Brad Schmidt and Tim Mystic and all them. That was a real good basketball team. When I was teaching there at the time. They had an excellent basketball team. Some of the baseball teams did very well. The state championship baseball teams with Coach McDowell. I got to go see some of that stuff, and then
Was that when I was in middle school?
yeah, that was at the middle school.
Did you
there.
coach when it was
No,
in middle school?
no.
You didn't coach?
No, I was coaching junior high. I coached wrestling. I was coaching wrestling and track at the junior high.
Oh.
And we finished second at state.
Wow.
We got a few state trophies.
You were
when I was a
successful
junior
even
high.
back then.
I was just an assistant, so it was all fun. It was good. It was great. It was
Wow.
awesome. I did that for 5 or 8 years. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Gosh, do you realize how awesome you've done?
I don't
Not
look at
only
it
as a
that.
teacher,
No, I just-
as a mentor and a coach?
Just a little part of all that. Just a little part.
30 years, 30 years.
That's a long time.
You have really affected people and made such a positive impact on them. Most of them anyway, right?
Hope so.
I'm sure. And of course, you were a student here before. Did you grow up here and went to all of our schools?
Yep. Well, I started at the Coal City Assumption Catholic School, grade 1 through 4. Came to elementary school in 5th grade. It was the scariest day of my life because I remember you had to eat in the cafeteria. I had no idea, and I was afraid if you didn't eat all your food, you couldn't go out to play. I remember that.
Do you still believe in that?
Oh, I still eat everything. I can still play all the time. I don't miss out on anything. And then going to the junior high in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, it was, yeah, so. Yep.
That
Been
is-
to high school, so it's here for a long time.
That is so awesome, how you remembered all the hallways and the intramural. That is something we haven't heard yet. And when you said that, it triggered it, like eating fast to go and play intramurals,
there's always something to
basketball.
play,
and you had to sign up on a sign-up
had your
sheet. and-
sheet, yeah, got to do all kinds of things.
Oh, yeah. And are there any stories or facts that you think people would think would be interesting about this school? Is there any facts that you know about that school that nobody else would know?
You know, all I can remember with that building being probably the oldest building, just how nice it always looked. I remember Ronnie Hinkey, custodian, always took, George Hansen, those guys took pride in how those floors, for those old terrazzo floors, everything always looked so nice. And always the stuff like, the remember thing outside with the Army's thing?
Yes.
Going looking at that with the
The
names.
monument.
Yeah, the monument stuff. I couldn't think of what it is right. And checking all those things. Just so many things there. I mean, it's an old building, but such a great building. I mean, such a nice building.
And do you remember when that extra add-on, what is it, the 5th grade hall now? When was that added on? Would you happen to know that?
I remember when the addition was going on, when they brought the 4th and 5th graders over there. I remember that's when because it was so crowded, and they brought all them guys over there, and I can't remember what that was.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was that? It might have been in the early '90s. It was like because I started there in the fall of '88, so it must have been wasn't much after that. So. Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, it's still one of my favorite buildings. It was one of my favorite times of teaching over there. It was great the way we had the PE classes set up back in the day. I used to do 6th and 8th grade boys PE. Mr. Button did 5th and 7th grade. You had Miss Robinson, Marty Magnuson, and that. Well,
Who was the principal then?
Mr. Sorensen was the principal for a while. Mr. Mystic was the principal, Jim Mystic, and Terry Sorensen. So that was always it was a great place to work, and it was some of my fondest memories working at that building. It was a lot of fun. And it was a good transition to the high school for me at the time, too, so it was all good.
That school definitely has a lot of memories.
Yes, yeah.
And a lot of history. A lot of history
it
I'm
does.
finding out.
Yeah.
So, on behalf of every student, parent, staff, and faculty and administration, we want to thank you for your service. 30 years. And you'll be on to new things besides coaching now. You're not quitting, though. You're going to be still teaching here.
Still teaching.
You're just going to have time after school now to enjoy your family. and-
Driver's ed. Driver's ed now, a lot of driving, catching up on the driving. Always got something.
That's right. We want to
So-
thank you for your service and dedication. You are definitely a life changer, Lenny. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, appreciate it. Thanks.